Hey guys, this is Matt and Sienna from Evolve Fitness, and we wanted to just take this opportunity just to step back a second because it is the beginning of a new year, and this is when everyone is now going to start doing their New Year's resolutions. We're known for our 6-week challenges, for getting those big crazy transformations, but we want to kind of give you a little bit of a story, if you will, as to how we got to doing it, because initially I was massively against challenges, and I still kind of am. So why we did it and why ours works. So I think if I kick this off, basically I hate challenges and I always have, purely because a challenge sets a start and an end date, an end goal, and people will go hard at it for say 6 weeks. And when that 6 weeks finishes, then what? And I find there's too many times where people will lose a load of weight, but they haven't got the information or set the habits in place afterwards to then carry on to a different lifestyle. It doesn't become a lifestyle change, it becomes a goal. Like some challenges are win a car, win a holiday, you know. In other words, so they go hard out, they win or they don't, but then bang, they go back to normal.
The wrong focus or motivation, and normally it's sort of depriving yourself, undernourishing yourself,
Absolutely.
Working as hard as you can, 5 or 6 days a week, just for that period, and then you finish and you might be a particular weight, you might be a particular dress size or whatever, but then what? There is no sort of follow-on after that, and that's why we both for a very, very long time were against challenges or anything like that. But people want them, people want to make change, and there are a lot of people who have either never been to a gym before or used to and then sort of fell off the bandwagon, and they need to start. So that's why we're like, right, okay, let's create a challenge for those people wanting to take things to the next level, for people wanting a refresher, I guess.
Well, we didn't want to build it in the same format.
Yeah.
Like a challenge that starts and stops and is just focused on one particular thing with an end date where you have no idea what to do. I am not going to do that, and I refuse to do that. So instead, what we created was a way of educating people. Like as I said before, if I say, don't touch that, you're like, why? Just don't touch it. And then eventually you're going to touch it, and go, if I go, don't touch that because it's hot, you're not going to touch it because you know why. So I'm massive on educating people that if you know why and how to do things, then you will follow it through. When you've got the emotional motivation behind it as well. That's why we teach things such as your calories, but also alkalizing your body, breathing, meditation, morning routines, cooking, fasting, autophagy, how to put your body in a state where it cleanses its own cells. All these things that are so important, not just for hitting a certain aesthetic look, but your own inner health and nutrient goals.
Yeah, I think it's
Feeling
like
good.
that iceberg situation.
Absolutely.
You know how it's like weight loss and training is just the top, and it's all of that underneath. You need to know about alkalizing the body. You need to know about fasting, and putting salt in water to hydrate properly. There is so much more than just.
And it's good to know that it's important to know a fit, healthy-looking person could be unhealthy.
Absolutely.
And there could be someone that's carrying quite a bit of body fat, for example, that could be very healthy, because they're just systems. That's all it is just systems. It's when you take the emotion out of it, body fat is the ability to store energy. That is it. And we have to learn how to tap into that, to deplete that stored energy, say if you want to burn body fat. But it's actually a great survival tool.
Yeah.
If we were living in thousands of years ago, we'd have times of famine. The ability to store body fat is the reason why we're here. So it's not something to be negative and hated on. It's something to be praised and celebrated, but to really go, right, okay, we don't live in that time where we don't have to worry about fat anymore right now.
Yeah.
And this is a very recent thing. Even World War II was just down the road and they were on rations. Now we have an abundance of food, but we're running off software, if you will, of instincts that are thousands of years old, that are waiting for that famine to come. So it wants you to build that body fat for that rainy day fund. So it's a matter of realizing, why are we reaching this way? Why are we emotionally leaning out for this? And that is the underpinning thing, as Sienna says with the iceberg, is that it's not eating something or feeling a certain way is only the reaction of an age-old
Yeah.
instinct. The real thing is why. Why is that kicking in now? You know, why are we reaching for this? What void are we filling? And that's what we like to get down to on the 6-week challenge. You start to go a little bit deeper and even go into the more personalized, personal situation, more emotional as to why are we creating the same patterns that are leading us in the same place? 9 times out of 10 people right now at the beginning of the year are exactly the same place at the beginning of last year. Just a little bit more exhausted, a little bit older. Yet we have infinite possibilities and we can absolutely choose to be anything. If right now I put a gun to your head, I always say this is very confronting, but I put a gun to your head and say within 6 months you've got to hit that goal you've always wanted to but never did. Bang, you'll hit it. Why? Because you value your life higher than the excuses you put in front of yourself to not hit it. So so if you haven't hit something and you want to, then all it is just not a higher priority enough. As soon as it becomes a higher priority, a higher value in your life, you'll hit it. So our job is to find out how can we move you emotionally so that it becomes a higher priority in your life, then you'll hit it.
Yeah.
Right?
The other part that I love about doing these challenges as well is the peer group, right? A lot of us have a parent or a friend or a sibling or something like that, the one who's like, oh, just don't be so extreme, live a little, just have a glass of wine with me like this Friday. And what I love seeing within the sort of group culture is that people they'll go out together at night, or they can, mums can talk together about packing school lunches and, things like that, but they can really, like-minded people can get together and you can have that support of someone who is eating to the same meal plan as you, or someone who is really, really struggling with the classes. They've never done anything before, but right next to them is someone who also hasn't done anything before and is going through it. Yeah. So it's really beautiful to see those connections being made and for people to start building each other up as well. I mean, obviously the trainers are here and we absolutely do that, but it's really beautiful to see other people within that totally.
It's proximity is power is a really famous saying amongst high achievers, and you become who you hang around. If you hang around people that there's certain way of living, there's certain mindset, there's certain way of speaking is very acceptable. Say if speaking badly of other people and swearing a lot. In a certain group, it's very acceptable. In fact, if you're not doing that, you're the odd one out. So people will mold into that group. Now, if you pluck that person out and you drop them into another group, say very high achievers that are shooting for their goals, these people are not hanging around worried about what other people are doing and complaining about. They're now focusing on what can we do. Everything's positive and building each other up. If you drop that person in, they start talking negatively, very quickly they'll realise, hang on, this isn't right. I've got to change my way of thinking and doing just to survive in this group setting. It's what we do as humans, right? We're tribal animals and we chameleon to the group that we're in. So we create a group of focused on that goal and driving to achieve. And it's not acceptable within that group to bring others down and not hit it. The sun's choking in the other room. So when you've got a group that's just focusing on that, building each other up, we all have down days. Sometimes there's days where you think, I don't feel so great. And that's when the others are there to pick you up. Yeah. And so that's when you get that culture of everybody putting their part in. And when you start to say there's something that is your Achilles heel that's sat there that you're not meant to eat, and it's right there. You're on your own, you don't have any group environment, you're likely to go get it. But if you know you've got 50 other people here all rooting for you, you can even go, I'm really tempted by this right now, and have 50 people saying, don't do it. Suddenly you've got this, you become part of something that's bigger than just you. And you have the responsibility of pushing other people along, and you do that by facing adversity, pushing your own and helping other people through theirs. So it's a powerful thing being part of a peer group. An absolutely powerful thing.
I think another part that I'm really proud of with the program that we created is the lifestyle change. So teaching people about intermittent fasting, how to count and track calories. A lot of people don't really know what is and isn't healthy food. Absolutely. Without, and we've looked at that before, the healthy juices, and then you look at it and it's like the same amount of sugar as a Coke. So guiding people through things like that, once you know that, you're never going to forget that. You're never going to not know that. So you have those building blocks to just take it further and further. And the people who have carried on from challenges, have achieved incredible results. It's not just like the typical sort of challenge. You get to the end of that challenge and you put everything back on, if not more. You feel awful, like all of that. It's just that like snowball effect, right? So often after these challenges, people continue to, whether they stay and evolve, they continue to lose weight, they continue to create those life-changing habits, whether it's doing a runner's club or something like that, whereas before they just go and watch a movie, eat a popcorn, or have like a wine and cheese kind of afternoon. It's creating those new habits that it just snowballs in the other way. You start to become this completely new person, and you with healthy habits.
And the word there is start to become. If you're sat there right now and thinking, geez, that sounds like a lot of work, it's progressive. If you don't have energy right now and you're very lethargic, chances are your body's in a very stressed state with a lot of cortisol running crazy all over your body. You've got your body's in a state of inflammation. And when all this happens, you're holding water retention, your energy is low, your energy goes down. This is not a natural state for the body to be in, and you are not supposed to push yourself through that. The whole point of this, we need to shift your body into an alkaline, healing, anabolic state. And when you go into that, your energy comes up and you'll want to train. Because training is damage for your body. It damages your body, and the repair creates the adaptation that you want. But damage without the repair is just damage. So it's not like we're going to get you in here like a boot camp and just smash you. It's about your rest, your recovery, your food, your nutrients. Once we start sorting them out, your energy comes up, and then you can intelligently damage the body. So it's not just a big let's go and just push everyone and crack the whip. That is completely the wrong way of doing things. Very short-term goals, a lot of stress in our body, and that way you can get a lot of injury. This has to be done intelligently because we're thinking of the long run. Yes, we can get you incredible results within 6 weeks. That's why you go down to testimonials, which I'll put the link into this video as well. You can see all the testimonials and you can see the incredible results that people get. But more importantly than that, it's the mind shift, the knowledge shift, and the ability to get outside of Pandora's box. Because when you're in it, you don't know you're in it. When you're out of it, you can look from the outside, you try and stuff yourself back in that box, you know you're doing it. Yeah. So you get people that go, and they'll say to them, like, I'll give you an example. See, this is kind of like a podcasting type thing. I had a guy who knows what he's doing, and he lost a lot of weight and did a great job. And then at one point, he goes, I kind of plateaued this last week, maybe put on half a kilo. I go, oh really, what happened? He goes, my wife's in-laws came up, and so, he goes, my wife's in-laws came up, so I had to eat a load of rubbish, So I went, stop there a second, because everything we do is stories that we tell ourselves. So I said to him, stop there a second. Now I want you to take yourself up, turn around, and I want us both to speak to whatever his name is. Said listen to if this is true. I'll repeat back. My wife's in-laws came up, so I had to eat a load of rubbish. How true is that? And you see him go, yeah, it's not true at all. Yeah. I'm like, there's so much of there's stories that people tell each other. Like you get people that go, my job, I have to do lots of networking, which somehow involves eating the rubbish food and what have you. Do you know how powerful, inspirational it is? If someone comes in, gets involved, is great as a people person, connecting, which is more important than what you eat. And then they go, I really like this person. And they look good. And last time I saw them, they had a lot more weight on. Now they're going to go, what are you doing? Well, you're not drinking. And be like, no, actually, I've got myself on this. I'm getting myself on the right track, And drinking, I knew, was taking over my life. So I've cut it back. I haven't cut it out, but I cut it back, and I've started doing this challenge. And I've learned about this. Before you know it, they're not going to go, live a little, and stiff on the effect. They're going to start asking you questions and advice, or even trying to figure out where the hell you did this. Yeah. So, for me,
and being more mindful when they order their next drink.
Absolutely. Do you think I get people coming up to me left, right, and centre going, live a little and drink? No one says that to me. They ask me how can they get in a better situation. So first they'll ask you why, then they'll ask you how. And I've gone through this so many times. But the problem is if you're stuck in this peer group where they do not think it's achievable for both you and yourself, people like themselves, or people like they want to be. They want commonality. So as you ascend, some people could see this as a threat. So say if me and Sienna, we get on amazingly as we do, she's my wife, and suddenly she starts, right, I want to go for something, I want to do something better. And if I'm not ready to up-level myself and grow with her, I can feel like she's sliding away. And so what people do is then they go like, oh, come on, live a little, or just have this. And they are sabotaging you 100%. They're not doing it vindictively. They're doing it because they love you, they don't want to lose you, and they don't know what to do. And this is where this person needs to be prepared for, this may well happen. And so you need to see that they're not trying to attack you. You need to greet them with love and help them to ascend with you. And they might not be ready yet, but you'll let them know it's okay, but this is something I've got to do. I'm still here for you. And if they know that you're not just going to get up and disappear, they'll be on your side, even if they're not ready to follow you. They might follow you down the line when they go, holy shit, a year's gone, you look amazing, and I feel like rubbish, you know? We just wanted to quickly get this out a little bit more personal, because everything's like 60-second sound bites now, and we don't really get to say like our spin on it. But we originally didn't like challenges whatsoever. We've done it because we get these fantastic results, but more than that, I get to bring what the fitness industry should be.
Yes, totally.
It's not meant to be selfies and you know, like I did a video years ago when I very first created Evolve in the old little shed that I started this in, saying about the fitness industry is lost, and it's about selfies and you know, like a fitness journey and all this kind of stuff.
I think it's quite overwhelming as well. Like there are so many different programs out there, and there are so many different magazines and blog posts and Instagrammers, and there's so much information out there. You don't know where to start. So if you are someone looking for that starting place, Evolve, our 6-week challenge, is the perfect place because we guide you through it, and we're real people. We're not going to shout at you if you slip up. We're going to help guide you through all of that because we've done it so many times before. It's normal. All of these different things are normal. I think a really big one for me is like when women get to the week of their period on challenges and they're like, I'm such an awful person, I had chocolate. I never tell anyone off because I get that. I'm a female, like I understand all of that. But what are things that we can do to work our way around that? And normally some of these cravings are like flags for other things, usually things like magnesium, salts, all of that. So you don't need to worry about that. All you need to know is, one, are you looking to change your body, your nutrition, your eating habits? And then Evolve is a place, and we have
it's all ownership, right?
Yeah.
It's all ownership, you know, like you go out on the weekend and have a massive blowout when you're meant to be on a challenge, and you just smash a load of food and drink, and you go, say nothing. Or you come in, you say to me, Matt, this weekend was a write-off. I went out and I blew out hard. I go, right, excellent. We got that out of your system. Now we're going to adjust to take into account for that so we can get ourselves back on track. Because when you've got someone to say, right, okay, cool, high five to that, let's try and avoid that next time. What triggered it in the first place? We'll try and to sort out that situation, but also, right, let's steer you back on straight away. Because when someone doesn't have that help you steer on straight away, that's when people go off the wagon. And what happens when you have one bite or one drink? It turns into 2 and 3 before you know, sod it, and it's just this big roll down the hill, you know, and it's just crush and burn at the bottom. And 9 times out of 10, that's where people stay. And why do they stay there? It's disappointment in oneself. That's all it is. And so, if you blame anything else, you go, it was because of this, it's because of their birthday, it's because of this, that's deflection. If you stop, own it, and go, it was their birthday, but I went out, got blind drunk, and ate a load of rubbish. Okay, cool. Not the best thing to do, but I did it, I own that. What can I do from here? Your brain's like a computer. It will always give you the answer that you give it. Give it a stupid question, it'll give you a stupid answer. You know, why did I do that? Because you're an idiot. Or how can I avoid that from happening again? Intelligent question, intelligent answer. I'm in this, why the hell did I get myself here? Like you said, because you're a pig. You know, and you can't control yourself. It's the stupid things that go through everyone's head, not just yours. Or you can go, I messed up, how can I get back on track from here? And the good thing is, you give an intelligent question, give an intelligent answer. If you don't know the answer, your brain will give you the segue to the answer. How do I get back from here? You're on a challenge, you're with professionals. Go ask Matt, go ask Sienna. Be honest about it and they'll help you. You're absolutely honest, 100%, that's all I care about. And I can help anyone that's honest and owns their stuff. You know, the worst thing is like, oh no, so how'd your weight go this week? Oh, didn't lose any weight. How's your nutrition? Yeah, and written all over you, own it, because then I can help. You know, so it's all about ownership, it's all about getting together as a group. Plus we got stuff that we haven't even said about, you know, travel workouts if you're going away for work, we've got eating out guides. We teach about the nutrition, intermittent fasting, all this kind of stuff, but like, that can seem overwhelming at first, but I always say it's like meeting someone and leading down the garden path. If I just show you the end result down there and everything you've got to do, you're like, holy shit. So that's why I kind of keep people in the dark and I hand feed you throughout the weeks and weeks and weeks. At the end of the 6 weeks, you look back, we've had so many people go, I had no idea with nutrition. None. You know, like, and so it's a cool, so I'm really looking forward to this again, you know, like we gave it a break from doing one for a while because we didn't want to get known as like a 6 week challenge place and bang it out all the time. But this time of year is when people are now going to go, I need to do this. And the reason we're doing another 6 week challenge now is to try and help people from, I'm not going to say not going for the wrong 6 week challenge because I would never say anything bad on anywhere else. I'm just saying that I've got so much confidence in ours that we can do it in the right way. Let's say it that way. Cool. Anything else you want to say?
Happy 2020.
Yeah, happy 2020. This is the year where you can absolutely create anything. Going off on a little tangent here, Joe Dispenza, if you haven't heard of him, check him out. You are at the beginning of a whole new calendar year. What is a year? All it is just another way of measuring time. Could you have started 2 months ago? Absolutely. But you didn't, doesn't matter. New year is how our brain works. But from now, we get to choose absolutely everything we do. What you can see, you can achieve. I know it's so cliche, people hate it, but the segue to achieving is action. If you just imagine it, and you don't take action, then it's just a dream. But if you schedule it, it becomes a goal. So if you imagine right now, I've always said I'm going to do this. And there's many reasons you might do it, just because you've never been in shape before in your life, or you've just had children and you don't feel like you're energetic and you want to be able to play with your children in a few years' time. At this rate, they're going to play football with you and you can barely walk up the stairs. That's a really good reason, you know? Everyone's got their different reasons, but see it, visualize it. You might not even believe it yet, but take the action, schedule it. Come and say hello to us, schedule with us, we'll get you into this, and I'll bloody make you believe in yourself by the end. You know, and once you believe, that is the most important thing. Because when you believe you can do it, you take constant small action towards that goal. Yeah. That's all it is, little steps. You know, they say that the journey of 1,000 miles is taken by the single step. Or you look at the top of Mount Everest and go, holy shit, we can take step by step by step. You know, like eventually you'll make it up there. But you have to take those initial steps, otherwise you'll be staring at the top for the rest of your life, and that's just a sad thing to be doing, right? Cool. All right, thanks for listening if you're this far on. We sort of waffled on the one there, or I did. This is my beautiful wife, Sienna, and I'm Matt. Please feel free to come and get in contact. There'll be a link in the description here where you can link through, see a load of testimonials. In there, you'll be able to book in for a consultation time. It's totally free to come and speak to us. We can find out your goals and tell you more about what we offer in a 6 week challenge. These fill up pretty quick, so take action now while you're in a good state, because what people do is they go, I'll do that later, and then everything goes away and they lose the momentum and then it goes. If you want to make positive change, you've got to act now. It's not going to wait for you or anyone else. You've got to do it. And then come in here, we'll have a chat, we'll get you in, and all you've got to do is turn up. That's it. Yeah. Okay? Take care, guys.
Peace.